It's our pleasure. Danny, how can we describe what has happened today for Venezuelan peoples of the world that for 3 years have fought without rest for the freedom of Alex Saab?
Yeah, for the first time in 75 or 76 days, anti-imperialist people, freedom-loving people in the world can have at least a small smile on their face that Alex Saab, a political prisoner of empire for over 4 years, is finally free. The U.S. government under Obama, under Trump, under Biden has done everything. The U.S. government to undermine Venezuela and its sovereignty and to kidnap one of its diplomats in Cape Verde. Then the long, arduous journey. Alex Saab was a prisoner in Miami, in one of the epicenters of reactionary anti-Venezuelan, anti-Cuban, anti-Sandinista thought, and to have Alex back home where he should be, with the Noche Buena, with Christmas right around the corner. This is a beautiful thing. Of course, our hearts are still deeply hurt on the 75th day of a genocide against the Palestinian people. But as I said, at least there's some sense of justice, some sense of joy. The global class struggle pushes forth, but we have one of our deeply beloved brothers back home where he should be, with his wife, with his family in Caracas.
Professor, how can we analyze this victory of Venezuela's diplomacy of peace with a government that has tried, as you were saying just a moment ago, by all means to destroy Venezuela? In the last chapter, they tried to discredit Venezuela, you could say, through a political trial against one of its diplomats, violating international conventions because Saab was fulfilling diplomatic function at the time of his arrest.
Perseverance, persistence. How many people with his wife Camila and his whole team and Roy and everybody fought and fought and fought around the world and understood that Alex Saab's cause was the cause of humanity, of the 1/3 of the world's people who wake up every day under U.S. Sanctions, the Iranian people and the people of Zimbabwe and Cuba and Venezuela and China and Russia. Alex's freedom is emblematic of this multipolar world that we're all fighting for, even though the unipolar hegemonic U.S. model with its military extension, Israel, is dominating the situation, carrying out this Holocaust against the people of Gaza. This was really a victory because of the persistence. How many marches across the world? It was an informational war. It's really David versus Goliath, where we do our best to get the word out, but all the censorship on Twitter, all the censorship in the mainstream media, they did everything to vilify, or as they say in Spanish, satanizar, to satanize Alex Saab. But it's good to have enemies, because when they attack us like that, it means that they feel the impact of Alex's diplomatic work. And what was his crime? His crime was trying to beat a criminal unilateral blockade that the United Nations, that no international organism has ever approved of. So finally, after 4 long years, justice has been served.
Can we see this victory of Venezuelan diplomacy as a show of strength and unity of Venezuelans in the face of the unending sanctions and blockades policies of the U.S. that you were just referring to?
Well, U.S. imperialism, even though they have received 2 of their mercenaries, 2 of their terrorists who invaded Caracas, they invaded Venezuela, they were true criminals. They were true mercenaries sent by empire. So the prisoner exchange is very interesting from that perspective. Alex Saab was not a criminal. He was a diplomat. But hey, if this was the way that the canje or the prisoner exchange had to go down, we'll take it. The Bolivarian leadership was extremely persistent and strategic. Now, the U.S. government is not going to give up. We have to continue to monitor very closely the U.S. Southern Command that is trying to weaponize Guyanese nationalism. They're trying to tap into the psychology of the Guyanese people and tell them that Venezuela is their enemy. We hope that cooler heads, cooler anti-imperialist heads continue to prevail so that the Venezuelan leadership and the Guyanese leadership can figure this out on their own as 2 sovereign countries. They don't need Laura Richardson from the Southern Command. They don't need ExxonMobil to be in the middle of their business. And that's the spirit of Alex Saab, and that's the spirit of people's diplomacy.
Danny, you were referring to different geopolitical situations that were that are happening right now in the world. You were referring to the situation in Palestine, the Israeli genocide. In terms of geopolitics, how does this move impact the region and the world?
Well, there's many different connections. Of course, the world's people stand with Palestine, but here in the belly of the beast, it's an informational war. It's an Islamophobic, or what Professor Edward Said called Orientalism. The anti-Arab racism is very thick. All of the headlines here are anti-Palestinian. They try to accuse every Palestinian, including the 1.1 million children of Gaza, many of whom can no longer breathe. It's a starvation campaign. It's a dehydration campaign. So it's very clear where the world's people stand. But the U.S., through the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, and Joe Biden, they continue with their genocidal diplomacy, giving the green light to the Israelis. It's really only the world's people that can stop this, because the U.S. and their military extension in the Middle East, Israel, are not going to stop. This is the 75th day of the 75th year of Holocaust against Palestinian nationhood that has consumed how many lives? This is one of the greatest crimes we've seen of this century, of the past century. And all the Palestinians are asking for is self-determination, like all peoples in the world. But we see that when we persevere, we can usher in justice. And this was victory today for the anti-imperialist people of the world.